everyone. I'm Yamino, the artist of Sister Claire. I did not draw this beautiful comic, by the way. Let me scroll away so you don't get confused. And I'm joined tonight by...
Well, the one, the only, the incredible, the indelible Ash Barnes. I write the missing moments and I help Eleanor write the comic.
And you're married to me.
Yes, I am.
And we are going to draw... Well, I'm going to draw some... I'm going to draw some Steven Universe prints for Animazement, but before I started, I just wanted to promote this really cool comic that I've been reading. I don't know how long it is. I don't suspect that it's too much longer than 60 pages, because I'm on page 60 right now and it's not done yet. But it's by somebody called Invalid Griffin on Tumblr, and you should read it because look how beautifully drawn it is. It's very cool. But I'm going to be doing a print of Lapis and Peridot for Animazement, and this is one of the sketches I did that I liked the most. It was Ash's suggestion. I'll tell you about that in a second. Here was another one that I may end up making into a separate print. I just really liked the visual of Peridot being a tiny child with a giant umbrella. Not literally a child, just regular Peridot, but looking kind of childlike with an oversized umbrella. I just thought that would be really cute. But that's not what I'm drawing right now. I'm going to be doing this print of Peridot and Lapis. And she's going to be putting a leaf on Lapis's head. Lapis's. It sounds like Lapis. Her name already sounds like this. Never mind. Ash is just squinting at me. I ruined the dinner. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I should forward this by saying that I'm really tired right now, so my sense of humor is kind of questionable. Stop squinting at me!
With that being said, how's everybody doing tonight? Lord have mercy.
God, I'm not even drunk or anything. This is just me.
Lay down, Zeke. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. No. You know better than that. No.
It's been so long since I drew Steven Universe stuff that I feel kind of rusty.
You'll get it. Aw, Cephalopod Queen is not having a very good day. I hope you feel better, darling.
Hope so too. Oof, why do I always try to draw heads in this perspective?
I really hope that people can't hear me chewing.
I think you're okay. But now that you mentioned it, I can't help but like really tune in closely.
Ah, Elena.
Oh.
Aw. R1 Trow said, Ash, is it weird that every time I see a picture of you on Tumblr or Twitter, you remind me of a small, adorable turtle? That's not weird, doll. Zeke, give it a rest. Zeke, come here. I'll try to put him under his blanket. You're being really insufferable, Zeke. Stop. Calm it down. Maybe if I put your blanket over here, you'll chill. Here, Zeke. Come here. Lay down.
When your people say they hate you, don't come crawling back to me. Da 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 ya da 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 ya da. You're on your own. How many fingers did I give her? Not enough.
Oh, Cephalopod Queen wants to know what's that from? It's from the musical Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton. It's called Alexander Hamilton. It's just called Hamilton.
It's just called Hamilton.
I just wanted to sing the whole thing.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. And the song I was humming is sung by the King of England. It's actually a reprise. How do you pronounce it?
Reprise. It's a reprise.
You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise. And I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad. So don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. La da 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 ya da 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 ya da. I like that one. I like almost all the songs from it, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the one we've listened to on repeat the most in the car.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm very fond of it because I like doing his voice.
I like it, too.
When I went to visit my mom a couple weeks ago, and I snatched your iPod off the table to to be able to listen to something, I probably played that like 8 times in a row. People in neighboring cars were looking at me like, what?
Is the chat frozen?
Or are people just not saying anything?
Can't tell.
The chat's just slow.
That's weird.
That is weird. Grant wants to know what's new in Chapel Hill.
It's been raining a lot. We saw a Luna moth. That wasn't in Chapel Hill. That was in Cary.
That was in Cary, but we saw a Luna moth, which was really awesome.
Ash was on the phone, so she couldn't be like, Elena, a Luna moth! She just started, what did you do? You were like elbowing me or something.
Yeah,
And I was like, what do you want? And I looked up and I was like,
yeah, I grabbed your arm and jostled it firmly and then pointed at, like, through the windshield, like...
And I was just like, what the hell?
At first I thought it was a bat.
Yeah, but it was white, and it had the little tails on its wings like a Luna moth.
Yeah.
Good eye, baby.
Kind of hard to miss it. It was pretty huge.
mean, I missed it. I was just, I don't know, staring off into space. I would have missed it if you hadn't told me about it. I don't think I've seen the preview for the next episode. I'd like to watch it. Hi, Ryan. I'm exhausted too. Let's be exhausted together. Oh, you've been biking. That's a totally different kind of exhausted than mine.
Is it biking for fun?
Or biking away from bears. Because those are both really exhausting.
Welcome back, Laura.
Willkommen.
Sorry if that sounded strange. I'm talking through a mouthful of potato.
Potato.
Laura said, "Did we talk about the purified deer shards while I was away?" No, no one has brought them up yet. If someone wants to talk about the purified deer shards, by all means.
I have a feeling somebody wants to talk about that. I have the feeling somebody has some good questions.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Cephalopod Queen wants to know why they smell like ozone.
You know what? There isn't really a great reason. I just thought that seemed accurate. Unless you have some thoughts, Ash. Your face tells me. Sorry, I should have given some reason. I should have reached far up my ass and pulled something out. It's not good form to be like, no reason, I just felt like it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Why does thing happen in Sister Claire? I thought it would be cool.
Hey, you know what? Ikuhara said the same thing about why people turn into cars in the Utena movie, and everybody thought that was great. Except you.
Yeah, I freaking hate that mess. Oh.
People were writing essays about it, and then when they asked him point blank in an interview, he was like, I like cars.
I like bread.
Kuruma ga suki. Cephalopod Queen said, to be honest, I heard that and was gonna Google ozone so I could smell it and figure out the thing. So, like, nobody has to be in top form today. Darlin', the other day, I thought to myself, I have got to take a picture of those gardenias across the street because Laura has got to smell those. I was going to send her a picture because she had to smell them. And then it occurred to me, I'm like, oh, we haven't invented that technology yet.
Don't you hate that when you have this great idea and then you realize it can't work because the technology hasn't been invented? You know what makes me mad, speaking of technology that hasn't been invented?
No.
Why do we call those new rolly things hoverboards? That's not what they are. It's 2016. Where's my actual hoverboard?
Aw, Polina Castle says, hey Ash and Yamino, not a question, but wanted to say thank you for doing a live draw tonight. It's my birthday tomorrow, so this makes me happy.
Aw, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paulina.
Paulina.
You did the thing that everyone always does at the party. They're like,
You wait for the name. Happy birthday, dear Paulina. Happy birthday to you.
Yamino the Great and Powerful, everybody.
God, I hope nobody ever does that at a birthday of mine. I'm like, whose party is this again?
Happy birthday.
I'm just here for the
cake. God.
Hi, Romantic Fox. I hadn't seen whose birthday it was. I wasn't looking at the chat, that's why. I'm not really that thoughtless. Me and Paulina, we go way back. She knows.
Well, you know, though, when people try to sing happy birthday to me, they do that thing where they make my one-syllable name.
Ash.
It's like, oh, please no.
Well, what would you rather they do? Happy birthday, dear Ash. Happy birthday to you.
They could just, well, yeah. I guess, yeah. Ash. It's like, all right, there, church organ.
That's like in it reminds me of the Jurassic Park thing with Sarah. How she tries to do it back at you. In Jurassic Park, which one is it? The sequel? Yeah, it was like Jurassic Park 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's what's her name? Drew Barrymore?
I don't know
What's her name? The redhead scientist lady in the movie, her name is Sarah. And Jeff Goldblum is her boyfriend. And he can't say anything right. And instead of just saying, Sarah, when he's calling her, he goes, Sarah! Sarah! And the first time I did that at Sarah, she didn't know what it was from, and I don't blame her, because it's kind of a vague reference. But then it became kind of an inside joke, and she would try to do it to me, and it kind of works. Elna, I don't know, you have to shorten it. But with Ash, it really doesn't work. Ash!
No, she goes, Ash!
Oh yeah, Ash!
Oh, sorry, Ang. I didn't realize you decided to...
Oh, that's right. Julianne Moore. That's who it is. I can't remember. I can't. Americans all look the same. God, I love Peridot.
Me too. She's my fave. Oh, yeah, Laura asked, oh, by the way, any news on Cookie's new home? Indeed, she left today.
Mm-hmm.
Our house is now cookieless.
Cookie-free.
Cookie-free abode. We will miss her.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Hey, I should actually text and ask how she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I'll get a reply during the stream and I can tell everybody how she's doing. How does Peridot's face even work?
Maybe you should try looking at her from different screen caps.
It's a lot rounder than what I'm doing. I'm trying to make it too... I'm trying to give it too much shape, yeah.
Oh, it's very strange to suddenly just have two cats. Like, I think both of ours are just kind of like basking in the glow of not being harassed 24/7.
Winkle is already in a much better mood.
Mm-hmm. A lonely eggplant said, the cookie has left the jar. Does anyone have any questions for us this evening? Can I text them?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You see me, Laura? What are you...
I think Laura can hear you humming the King's song.
Oh, okay.
Laura, I think you missed it. We sang quite a bit of it earlier.
Yeah. Oh.
We could do it again.
It's recorded too. Let me send a message to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Romantic Fox asked how the new kitten is. Well,
no longer with us. Also rehomed.
make sure you explain.
I did. I just said also rehomed.
Because that can mean that the kitten died, and it didn't die. It's doing well.
It's doing fine.
Wow, I only have 28% battery for some reason. What's going on? Oh, you found one of those? Don't just put it at the top. Put it in the container. Disgusting. Are you okay? Here, spit it in here.
I'm fine.
We both had masaman curry. I'm excited because this is the first time I've had a masaman curry that was not too unbearably spicy for me. Do you see the questions, Ash?
Yes. Polina wants to know, how would the Sister Claire cast react if they found out they are characters in a comic? How do you think they'd act toward you guys? Well, I think Oscar would begin by punching us both in the face. I don't think any of them would be very happy about the pain and torture and turmoil we have made of their lives.
Or is this assuming they don't know that we're messing with their lives?
I think it would be some kind of Truman Show bullshit up in there.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine how any of them would be pleased. Cephalopod Queen said they'd be like, rewrite this right now, make everything happy. And Olga would pipe up from the back, more muscles.
It's funny because I told Ash about this, but a long time ago I'd had this idea for including at the end of a printed book some extras that were like if the cast were actresses in a story and what their actual personalities were like when they weren't in character. And one of the ideas I'd had is that actress, the actress that plays Catherine, she actually auditioned for a comedy role. And she was like, what the hell happened? I'm a comedian. How did I get roped into this? And Claire is like really serious and she's like, I've always been very interested in Shakespeare, but I'm always typecast because I'm so cute. And so I always get put into these like really wide-eyed, optimistic, naive kind of roles. And that's really not what I feel like is my strong suit.
Here's a question. Would the same actress play Claire?
The twins?
No.
Oh.
Claire and Clementine?
No, because they do actually look different. I mean, there's always, makeup and special effects, prosthetics, and all that.
Oh, Laura said, Gabby complaining about the damn blue paint.
Yeah, exactly. Gabby would be like, God damn, 7 hours every time.
Do you know how hard this is to wash off? They had to make it waterproof because every scene I'm in the water.
The twins being played by the same person, like Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's actually 3 of them and the third one is the stunt double.
Yeah.
She's the expendable stunt double.
Cephalopod Queen said, Grimm played by either a tennis ball on a stick or somebody covered in motion picture capture thingies.
I would love to draw like a picture that's like the green room or the green screen version before the special effects, and it's like Claire talking animatedly to this tennis ball on a stick.
And then the hashtag acting. That would be really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, the actresses for present-day Gabby and past Gabby hating each other. I don't think they'd hate each other. Nah.
They would bond over how many dumb prosthetics they had to put on before they could get on screen. Well, Gabby wouldn't have to wear prosthetics, but she'd have to have several hours of makeup, and Selkie Gabby would have to have, like, whiskers and things, sharp teeth glued on, and dentures over her teeth.
Yeah, both of them having to be naked all the time.
Yeah. But I liked Catherine's actress being like, the director told me this was going to be a comedy. And then she had me go back and redo a bunch of scenes and make them all, like, serious and sad.
I want the actresses for Catherine and Oscar to actually fall in love.
Hmm.
That'd be so cute. Oh my god. Oh, baby Oscar being terrified of Abraham's actress.
That reminds me of the the cast of Harry Potter talking about how they were really intimidated by Alan Rickman on set.
Excuse me. Magpie would still be very British. Magpie is the prima donna. Always. That doesn't change from... Oh, Lunar Leap is here. Hi there.
Hey.
Oh, that's a really cute idea. Laura said, oh, but what if Queen Sylvia's actress was the twins actress's older sister?
Mm-hmm. Misha was their brother. What does her leaf look like? Ah. Of course, I can't find it. Spoilers.
What?
It's one of those leaked pictures. What does her leaf look like?
Isn't it just your a typical?
What? No, I think it was like one of those star-shaped leaves, like a maple leaf.
Mm.
Magpie would get an actual magpie and call it for research and like keep it with them all the time. It would shit all over the set.
Oh, good night, Grant. Grant's going to bed.
Good night.
Hope you have a good weekend, darling. Casey asked, how would you get the sparkles on Oscar? Special effects.
Mm-hmm. The same sparkle program that they used for Edward Cullen.
Yeah. Or if they were some sort of glitter powder that Oscar had to wear, I could imagine her just looking kind of miserable, being like, oh, they make me sneeze. Jeez. Aw, Kalandra's here. Hi.
Hello. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Kalandra. Nimona is a really good comic.
Oh, Lunar Leap found the leaf.
Oh.
It's a, actually that looks like an elm leaf. The serrated edge.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm still going to keep it the way I drew them, though. It's a little easier.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, though. For the future.
What a nice compliment.
Hmm?
Killandra said, Nimona is just a really good book that punches you in the gut, kind of like Sister Claire.
Aw. I'm really flattered to be compared to that. I thought it was so good. Should I have her eyes just closed, maybe?
Who? Lapis?
Lapis.
No, I really liked the way...
I mean, she could be smiling, you know.
I don't want her to look comatose.
She doesn't look comatose. Look.
I think well, ask the chat, but I liked her eyes open. Kalandra said that there was disdain in Lapis's eyes. There wasn't supposed to be.
No.
This is supposed to be an affectionate picture.
She was supposed to look tired. So we've got one vote for eyes open and one for the eyes closed. Oh, if they said the eyes closed works better than if it's supposed to be a sweeter picture. Eyes open and not disdain. Here, you want disdain. Oops. I accidentally clicked back to it. Wait, watch this. I'll make it like an animation. Wait, where's my history? So she's really happy until she feels the leaf on her forehead, and then it's like... I'll go back to it, though. She's Lapis. I bet more people would have come if I had specified that this was going to be a Steven Universe. Oh, well, that's alright.
Next time.
La prossima volta.
Excuse me.
didn't give her enough fingers again.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Kalandra said, do you get a sibling vibe from Lapis and Peridot? I felt like they were two sisters who both wanted the same room. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. I saw it more as like the weird roommate if she'd lived in Jersey. Like
Stephen proposing a coffee shop at you.
I don't know what you're talking about. You will.
Foreshadowing. Casey said, but do you get feelings for Peridot and Amethyst? I don't really ship it romantically right now. I really view them, I know that they're supposed to be adults, I get that, but I see them both as very childish figures. Different kinds of childish, but still childish.
Like Amethyst feels more teenagery and Peridot feels more like a young child to me.
Lunar Leap says, oh, a quick question I was actually going to send on Tumblr, but convenience. How did you decide where to start with Sister Claire? Like, where to begin the comic?
I don't know. It's just kind of came to me there at that point.
Well, what pushed you to get started? It was a school project, right?
Oh, what? I see. I thought that they were saying that point in the story, not like what point in my life. Am I misunderstanding the question?
Like, how did you decide where to start with Sister Claire? Like, what made you choose? I think
what they meant was what made me decide to start it at the Abbey.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, what did you?
I mean, I don't...
You don't know.
I don't know where else would I start it. It seemed like the only option. It's a story about Claire. I didn't really want to do it about her as a child. Also, at that point, I had not developed a lot of her backstory as a kid because it didn't seem very relevant. But yeah, I didn't really see other options at the time. Even now, I think it was the best place. Like, even having Clementine's backstory and stuff, I wouldn't start the story with her. I think it's a lot more interesting learning about Clementine from Claire's perspective. I don't know. What do you think about these trees?
I think you're trying to make it too hard.
But otherwise, they're just in leaves and nothing. Like,
That's okay.
what else is there besides the leaves?
Just leaves.
And sky?
Maybe? Elena, who cares?
Why would there be leaves if there's no trees there?
Elena.
It's not hard to draw trees. I'm just asking how it looks composition-wise. Does it look odd?
No. Elena told me earlier, long before we began the live draw, that she was going to keep it simple.
It is simple. Trees are just like easy to draw. I just closed it. I'm about to ink in Manga Studio. What is it? Something about the picture?
Well, damn. Pardon me all over the place.
What is it?
I was going to say, does Peridot still actually have her visor?
Yeah, well, in the picture that I'm using for...
Yeah, but that's not the most recent Peridot.
Well, does she?
I don't think so. She doesn't still have her visor, y'all, does she?
Somebody said Peridot smiling like me. Yeah.
Oh, she does have it. Oh. Polina Castle is asking, Yamino, if you could ask your favorite artist one question, what would it be and why? Ash, same question, but with your favorite writer.
I don't know. That requires me to pick a favorite artist, and I don't have one. One thing that I usually like to see from artists that I like, though, is their progress. Mm-hmm. Like how they go from the beginning to the end of a project. I like to see all the steps. I like to see what materials they use or what their workplace looks like. So I can take their ideas and steal it.
Steal it. I get to ask my favorite writer questions all the time. Anyway. Who might that be? There's a hole in this cake. Lunar Leap said, wait, what? I took out my earbud for a second and came back to insane laughter. You're welcome!
Should I try the other inking style again?
I like the line weight of your typical style, but you could try. I mean,
Why do you always do that?
I didn't mean to.
It looks so painful.
I was trying to scratch my back. That worked out well, didn't it? Jesus. Who has a stuffy nose? No one has a stuffy nose.
Yeah, maybe.
If you hear a faint scuffling sound, it might be Elena's pen on the tablet.
I don't know. This art style's kind of cute. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, I think it's cute.
But you think the other kind's better?
Yeah, I can see. Oh, I think they heard this. Sorry, that was my computer case sliding across the table, y'all. My bee.
Alternatively, instead of this kind of line art, I can do it with Photoshop.
I mean, this is cute. How's my hair?
Glorious.
Okay.
I think this is a little better, maybe. It's still kind of sketchy looking, but it's in that style that I did that,
The 3 Good Gems.
no, Pearl and Sapphire and Ruby, who are 3 good gems, but it's a different print.
Good night, Kalandra.
Good night.
Good night.
Chikuro says, I have never drawn before, but I want to start. Any tips?
Just do it.
Shia LaBeouf.
And don't get disheartened if it takes a long time to look how you want, because it's just how it is. But it will eventually if you stick with it.
Paulina Castle's talking about wife swapping with Olga and Jackson and Catherine and Oscar. I don't think they would be interested even remotely. Although
Jackson could be.
Actually, well, no, when I think about it, like, if Jackson and Catherine could hang out, and Olga and Oscar.
I think that Olga and Jackson would be a lot more interested in it than Catherine and Oscar would be.
I don't know. I think Catherine would really enjoy the challenge. And Oscar would just die quietly.
I think Catherine would really like going on dates, like, if that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Paulina was talking about the reality show. I have never watched a reality show in my life. Have I?
I'm sure you have unwillingly at some point.
Maybe, but like not enough to actually absorb it. I used to really like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Was that a reality show? I don't think so. Does that count?
I mean, it's real.
What? I used to watch Jeopardy.
I think that's some kind of... Well, no, reality shows, they usually, like, shove people all together who don't like each other, then they make them, like, talk to the camera about it.
Oh, like that.
Like, Survivor is a reality show. I don't watch TV. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, or what, The Bachelor or some...
RuPaul's a reality show.
Didn't you like that?
I watched one season of it because somebody kind of forced me to, but I didn't really like it.
Oh.
Unpopular opinion. It's because it was sort of problematic. Like, I didn't like... It was kind of transphobic. And in the series that I watched, one of the contestants went on to later realize they were trans and, like, had... I don't know if they had surgery, but I remember watching it and thinking, like, man, this person's kind of transphobic. And then it turned out that they were trans later, but they didn't know at the time. It was just...
Internalized.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, Cephalopod Queen says, in regards to wife swap, they think it's usually more about, like, chore division and house management styles. Well, they're all nuns, so they're kind of used to doing the same chores.
Wait, what is this reality show about wives about chores?
Like, it's wife swap. Like, I think maybe one wife goes to live in the house of the other and vice versa, and they kind of take over that. I've heard of this. I always thought it was really not up my alley.
Maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but why is being a wife all about doing chores? Like, what if some of the wives, like, actually have jobs and stuff?
Yeah, Cephalopod Queen went on to say that they think it's usually hella het and depends a lot on gender roles. So it'd probably work really different with two queer couples. Not that interested.
Anything that's hella het is already not up my alley at all. Anything that can be described that way is probably not something I feel like watching.
Ad Makes Art asks, Yamino, how do you go about planning backgrounds, or do you just wing it? I always have a lot of trouble with backgrounds.
It really depends on the backgrounds. Like, for this forest scene, yeah, I just winged it. I was like, hey, maybe a tree will go here. Some leaf shapes. But if it's something more detailed, like a city background, I try to kind of plan it in a way that gives a nice composition. So I'll be like, if the characters are standing here, let me put a bigger object behind them here to kind of balance out the weight of the composition. Things like that. I try to plan the environment around the characters, which I know that's not how everybody does it, but because I feel like the characters are the main focus of my story. I mean, I think most stories have, you know what I mean. I don't care very much about whether the backgrounds don't look perfect from panel to panel or they don't look the same. It's more like whatever fits best for the panel. If people were to actually nitpick, they'd notice that the trees have, like, walked across an entire football field in one panel. Like, Clementine did it. Just blame it on Clementine.
Oh, speaking of Clementine, did y'all like the missing moments this week? What'd you think? Just out of curiosity. Cephalopod Queen said screams, and then later continued screaming, and then even more screaming.
That sounds like it's inspired by my posts about my hoodie today. That was basically, I made this series of posts. Speaking of which, I'm wearing the hoodie right now as I speak. And it looks so good.
It's very nice. Laura said, ancient lore for the win. And Laura said, Sephi always has great thoughts about the updates. Indeed. I really like seeing your theories on Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're so good that I really can't say anything at all. Except, what a good observation.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Dan. Hello. Something about Peridot's eyes look funny to me.
How about now?
Well, my chat hasn't caught up yet. They're a little... I don't know.
Like...
Yeah, now they still look wonky. I don't know. What? I'm just being honest.
They don't look wonky.
A little bit. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just making an observation. Deep inside a volcano said, calling it now. Clementine is going to come back from the dead as a giant robot. Could y'all hear Elena's chest make an excited...
It wasn't my chest, it was my stomach.
Well, whatever.
That was my masaman curry there. You know what that sound reminds me of? That gif of the Japanese woman eating the banana.
Yeah.
And if you guys know what the gif is, you'll get the joke. If you don't, too bad. I'm not linking it here.
I really love Elena's noises and things.
What was the one that I made recently that really cracked you up? It was like the ant crawling across the windshield or something.
Yeah, or something. I don't remember.
I do a lot of sound effects when I'm telling Ash about horrific encounters with insects that I've had, especially. But I think the first time that I did that, where you really cracked up, was in Hawaii. Have we told this story?
I don't know.
I don't think we have.
The first time you ever did an onomatopoeia that made me, like, almost wreck our car was when we were driving down to Morehead City with David. Remember? And we had stopped at this Mexican place to get food, and I think we were all kind of, like, feeling dispirited because none of us wanted to go to Morehead City, and I don't want to sit here and say Morehead City sucks, just in case anyone who's ever listening to this loves Morehead City with a passion. But
I don't want to say it, but...
but hear the implication heavy beneath my words. No, it was cold, and none of us really wanted to go.
It was for David's project, like a school project. We weren't going because we were actually going to have
a fun beach time.
Yeah.
Like, we were all going to be crammed together into this hotel room, and we really weren't excited. But we had stopped at this Mexican place to eat food. The food was kind of subpar, and yet we took it with us. We had leftovers, so we took it with us anyway, and they put it in these styrofoam containers. And then as we were driving the remainder of the way to Morehead City, the styrofoam containers were rubbing against each other and jiggling around and
making this high-pitched, squeaky sound.
Yeah, and I begged Elena and David to please make it stop because it was driving me just to distraction. And Elena said, "Oh, you mean you want it to stop?"
No, what you said, you were like, make it stop, that noise, that crinkling, that crackling, that... And you were trying to, like, very eloquently express what the sound sounded like. And I was like, oh, you mean the... And you were just like...
It was very apt.
There's two kinds of people. There's the people who will eloquently describe something with their words, and then there's the people who just go...
There's me, and then there's Elena. But the next time that Elena made an onomatopoetic noise was when we were in Hawaii, And I think we have told this story, but we were all...
It's worth telling again. It's like one of my favorites. God.
We were all in this rental van, driving somewhere, probably to go snorkeling because that was what we did in Hawaii. Because Elena's mom is obsessed with the water. I can't really say that I'm not, because
my mom is Lapis lazuli.
Yeah.
She tries to swim to other islands. She's like... My mom, I'm not even joking about this, she swims out to cruise ships and touches them and then comes back.
That's so dangerous. Joyce, jeez. Anyway, well, we were all in the rental van, chilling on our way somewhere, and we stopped at a light. And the vehicle in front of us had a bumper sticker under their license plate with very tiny text on it. And we all must have wanted to see what was on that bumper sticker because we were all squinting very fixedly at it.
Every single person in the car was like leaning forward in their seat and trying to squint and see who would be the first to figure out what it said on this license plate. And just as we were all focusing our eyes on the tiny text, this large, hairy, multi-legged thing crawls out from under the trunk, like the crack in the trunk of the car.
No, from under the license plate.
Under the license, yeah, that's right. It crawled out from under the license plate. This thing is like as big as the palm of my hand. It is a giant spider. And it goes... crawled around. And then it somehow shimmies itself into the crack of the trunk. So now this giant spider is inside the car in the trunk. And all of us we all go, oh, at the same time, like the whole car just like breathes in horror, wordless horror, because we all saw it. And then as we're all staring, because we're like in traffic, so the car is stopped in front of us, and we're all like, oh my God, did you see that? Oh my God, it's in his car. Oh no. And then just as we're all like going, how do we warn? There's a giant fucking spider in the car. Just as we're wondering this, either the same one or another one comes out from another part of the trunk, like the other side of the trunk goes, and it crawls towards the passenger door.
Well, no, it was on the driver's side. It crawled along the driver's side of the car and then wedged itself into the gap like it went in the door.
Yeah, it was now sitting by the driver, and all of us were like, oh no!
Yeah, we were all like panicking, and we were all like, we have to warn him.
We gotta do something. What's sign language? What's universal sign language for there's a giant spider in the car?
And we, Elena's dad was even on board with the mission of trying to warn this poor man that there was a gigantic spider in his car.
And so as we drove by, we were all, waving and, mouthing, there's a spider in your car!
And, making crawly motions with our fingers.
The man who's driving just stared fixedly ahead.
Yeah.
And you know what's really too bad? He looked like a human, what's the word I'm looking for? He looked just like Fear from Inside Out. He didn't, is that what it's called? Inside Out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't look like somebody who would handle a spider the size of his hand crawling across him while he was driving. You know, who would, though, really?
He looked like a mild-mannered accountant.
Yeah, he was wearing, a little tie, and he just... I could just imagine him swerving right off the road and screaming like a little girl.
It was, if anyone's feeling brave and wants to Google, it was a cane spider. And
they're actually harmless. They can't hurt you, but they are big and scary looking.
Yeah, they're really scary looking. And I don't care how much you like spiders or insects or anything. No one likes to suddenly feel a foreign tickle against a body part while they're driving. Okay? That's enough to make anyone want to just shit the britches. So, this poor man, imagine, you feel something against your leg, and you're in Hawaii, so of course you're wearing shorts. I don't care if you are a businessman.
And probably sandals, even while you're driving.
And so this poor man probably felt something go, against his... He probably felt that against his leg, looked down, saw Godzilla of spiders chilling there, ensconced in his leg hair, and then killed himself and 5 other people swerving off the road into the sea. Like,
probably drove into a volcano or something. But anyway, if you ever wonder, that's what Ash means when she talks about my onomatopoeia for the spiders. It's like, because that's always what I imagine when I see one, just like scuttering calmly across, crawling into your trunk.
God. I have another spider story. No, I don't think I'll tell it. It's okay. Oh, Elena, should you start another recording?
It's okay. I think we're alright.
Hey. I actually...
Hey, spiders can be cute. Have you ever seen a jumping spider? They're really cute. And they do little dances.
They wave their little legs around.
I like them a lot.
I don't really mind spiders as long as they are not touching me. I start to mind when they are touching me.
Uh-oh, Ash.
No?
We've got somebody in the chat who doesn't like frogs.
What?
You came to the wrong live stream.
Who doesn't like frogs? Lunar leap. How terrible.
Banned. Ash loves frogs.
I love frogs.
I have another spider story too. It's not even one of mine, but it's gross, so
Then
I won't
don't
tell it.
Don't,
I won't
please.
tell anything that will give people nightmares.
Yeah, don't. We're good.
How about the story about David and the roach, though?
Oh my god.
I'm so sad that I missed that.
Let me tell that story. So, last summer, Sarah lived with us briefly, and David was here. David will be back into July, I believe. Yeah. And right now it's just me and Elena here. But Sarah was taking summer classes at the local university, and David was here, and it was a weekend morning, right around 11 o'clock in the morning. And I'm chilling, reading something on my computer, and Sarah's on the couch doing some homework, and David comes downstairs and he tells us that he's going to relocate a roach that he found in his room the previous night. Now, we don't get many bugs here, and the fact that he had found a roach in his room was a little bit alarming, but I'm like, okay, we'll just throw it outside, get rid of it. And he had discovered it the previous evening, put a cup over it, and hadn't been able to deal with it any further than that, so he just left it there chilling in the cup overnight. He goes upstairs with, a plastic Chinese food container that's transparent, by the way, this is important for later, and a letter. When he comes back down the stairs, he is moving with infinite care and grace. He has taped, so he managed to somehow get the roach on top of the letter and under the transparent Chinese food container, and he had taped, the Chinese food container to the letter just to ensure that the roach couldn't escape before it was due to escape. And he's walking very carefully because apparently the letter was not quite flush with the Chinese food container. He gets almost all the way down the stairs. He's like 2 steps from the bottom when suddenly the roach's antenna poke out from beneath the little Chinese food container and go, and David lost his shit profoundly, screamed like a tiny child, and threw the roach, the Chinese food container, and the letter into the air with wild abandon. And my immediate thought was, that little shit's gonna fly, and it's gonna fly into my hair, and then I'm just going to expire. I'm not afraid of roaches, but I don't want them in my hair. And every time I've been near one, it's tried to fly into my hair. So I immediately also screamed like a tiny child, yanked my legs up into the chair I was sitting on as though this was going to save me, and curled into a ball. But I was still looking up, so I was able to witness what happened next. Sarah, in a truly athletic feat of just determination and will, leapt off the couch, seized the Chinese food container, somehow managed to, like, snap it back down over the roach before the roach could make its escape, and she flung the entire thing outside. It was great. David, by this point, had already retreated up to his room, like, abandoning the mission entirely.
I only arrived, like, well after this was done. I think I had been walking Zeke, and I came back, and all of you guys were, like, crying. Like, what happened? You were, like, crying and laughing.
But the best part was seeing David look down, realize the little roach antenna were sticking out from under the container, seeing his eyes go like, whoa. You could tell he was hearing the Kill Bill siren in his head. And he just noped right the fuck out of that situation. Oh, Lord.
Oh, dear.
I might.
I wish I had been there.
It was great. Whew. Yeah.
He's still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
I'm really not afraid of roaches. Of all the bugs that can get into the house, I would rather contend with a roach than a centipede or anything like that.
Thankfully, the cats usually dispatch anything like that. I found pieces of a roach wedged into the sliding door yesterday. It had little teeth marks all over.
Oh, no.
We won't tear each other into pieces. Jesus Christ, this will be fun.
We are appreciating the gift. Cephalopod Queen said colossal type. That's funny.
Jenna.
Excuse me.
Stop shaking the table.
I'm sorry.
Is anyone saying anything in the chat? Let me see.
I mean, they're saying a lot of stuff, but no questions.
Okay. I want to see the new preview for the next episode. I think it's out and we just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Cephalopod Queen says that that might be Lapis's night palette, so it might be a bit off for this scene.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not actually selecting it from the from the picture. I'm kind of eyeballing it a little. I don't believe there's been like a basic Lapis character design released. Oh, you're okay.
Laura says, by the way, girls, did you like Lapis's episode?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see the next ones.
Me too.
I don't know if you guys have seen the theory that Lapis is a war reporter. I think that's pretty good. I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
The reasoning behind it being that she's not a warrior, but she has the ability to record and display events in time that she's witnessed on flat surfaces like mirrors or water. And she was sent to Earth during the war, but she obviously wasn't sent there to fight, so that means she must have had some other purpose to be there. I think it's a pretty spot on theory. Makes sense to me.
I'm really curious about that other gem that we see in Lapis's flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers to people who are listening who haven't seen the episode. You should watch it.
Please do.
But I agree with the assessment that it's bismuth.
Or a bismuth.
A bismuth, yeah. I'm very curious as to why there was bismuth bubbled in under Rose's tree.
Because there were only a few objects there, so that one had to be important.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, Polina. Polina said, speaking of fan theories, what is the craziest Sister Claire fan theory either of you have ever heard?
That Claire and Lupo are going to get together. Sorry if anybody here ships it. I'm just trying to let you down not so easy.
Let you down like one of those drop rides at the fair.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Let you down like the Tower of Doom.
Let's see. I mean, that wasn't so much a theory as a hope.
That I just dashed on the floor like a mirror into a million pieces.
Yeah, Laura said, I remember lots of people thought the witch Oscar sold her blood tube was going to be relevant. Yeah, and I didn't even throw that in there as a red herring. That was simply meant to convey how poor Oscar was.
It's like the Sister Claire world equivalent of going to donate blood plasma.
Yeah, or cell plasma.
Yeah. Isn't it blood plasma?
Yeah, but you said donate. It's not donating if you get money.
Oh, I thought you were saying, no, it's not from blood, it's from cells. And I was like, Ash!
No, I'm not arguing.
I am not allowed to donate my plasma because I lived in Europe too long and they think I have mad cow disease. I think I'm fine.
I can't donate mine anymore either.
It's alright. It sucks. I don't like donating.
But let's see. Other fan theories. I don't know. I don't really think that there were any...
Oh, Catherine being Clementine's mom.
That's not like...
It's not like outrageous or anything.
Yeah.
Or people thinking Clementine was Claire's mom. Again, not outrageous, but a popular one that was not correct.
Mostly, rather than theories that aren't, or that are outrageous, there are plenty of theories that are actually quite good. Some people are on the right track. Lunar Leap said, have you ever used a theory for the comic? Like you were like, hey, this is actually a really good idea. Let's do it. You know, I don't want to sit here and say yes, because sometimes it's hard to pinpoint where an idea got started. And I don't know that if we've ever used a theory. I can tell you sometimes that prompts people have given me for live writes have evolved certain characters that have then become main characters, like Magpie. I can tell you that talking and discussing and writing with other people has led to interesting backstories for other characters, has led to the development of other cultures within the Sister Claire world, blah, blah, blah. We've mentioned this on the site already, but for those who don't know what I'm talking about, thank you, Laura, for drifter culture.
But that hasn't actually appeared in the story yet.
Yeah, it has. In the missing moments, remember? When they send the well-wish things to Clementine. That was like 2 missing moments ago.
Oh, but was it mentioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm confusing it with something else that you had talked about. Involving selkies and stuff.
Laura said, hey, if shards smell like ozone, the cats smell like ozone too? Did no one ever think that was weird, that the cats Claire fed smelled like shards? Most of the time, people tried to shoo those cats away because they made Catherine sick. They weren't taking the time to smell them. They, in fact, wanted them to be far enough away that they couldn't smell anything. Laura said, could Lupo tell that they smelled like ozone when he was being his fairy self? I'm sure he figured out that they smelled kind of strange. But, I don't know. I mean...
I don't know that his sense of smell is as good as Ozzy's either.
Yeah. Might not be. That's really distracting on Lapis' face.
I know. I'm gonna fix it. I know.
We know. You know.
You know what? Forget this.
I don't know. I don't really think you need all the shadows and shit.
It'll add to it, but I'm gonna do it by hand because this is garbage.
Laura, the twins, and Claire didn't notice anything unusual about the smell of the cats.
Claire just thinks that's what cats smell like.
Mm-hmm. The twins haven't really been around enough cats to know any better. Like, oh, you smell weird. Whatever, you're cute.
If any of them noticed something, it would probably be Marie, and Rosie would probably dismiss it immediately. She was like, Rosie, do these cats smell weird to you? They kind of smell like ink. And Rosie would be like, oh, maybe they stepped in some. Who cares? I'm trying to play this video game.
Oh, that's a good question, Miss Sarah. If a person or people died badly in the water and formed a shard, would the shard immediately disintegrate? No.
What would happen to it?
I mean, it would be a water-resistant shard.
I thought that only happened if the person drowned or something.
Well, they said if a person died badly in the water.
Oh, in the water. Okay, yeah.
What did you think they said?
I don't know. I was trying to draw shadows on Lapis, and I guess I missed that part.
Laura said, does it make a siren instead? No. Sirens can only...
be made from selkies.
Lunar Leap asks, is there a Sister Claire character who doesn't have a sense of smell? And if there was, could it end up any sort of hindrance? Well, I don't know, Elena. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know if there's any that don't smell at all. Like, we haven't planned it that way. But there may be some who can't smell certain things because they're not human, and maybe their smell doesn't work that way. Like, Yolanda might be able to smell some things people can't, but not smell certain things. I don't know. Or maybe selkies can't. I think they can smell, but what I mean is maybe their noses are designed to smell different things. My grandma couldn't smell. When she got old, she stopped being able to smell things. I really hope that doesn't happen to me. I want to be getting Lush bombs till I'm like 100. And smell is a big deal for me.
Elena has a very good sense of smell.
I think I'm like one of those, what's it called, super, there's super tasters. I think I'm a super smeller. Smells just seem to affect me a lot more than everybody else around me. But there are certain things I can't smell, and I'm really grateful to not be able to smell, like cat piss. I don't seem to be able to smell that. It really bothers you, but the poop bothers me way more. But I can't seem to smell their pee, which is great. Great for me.
Ad Makes Art asked, is the whole siren thing the reason why humans and sea creatures like mermaids and selkies don't get along? Well, I mean, that certainly adds a strain to their relationship, but no, most of the time, merpeople and humans don't get along because humans are terrible to merpeople of all kinds. They hunt them, and they eat them, and they use their various body parts to make things. Or they just want to steal those body parts, like siren pelts. Not siren pelts, selkie pelts, blah, blah, blah. And that just doesn't make for a very, stable relationship.
I'm almost done with this picture.
Yay!
Yay. I think I'm done. I'll add a little bit more.
Sean asks, is there a name for the cute shard we saw rubbing on Ozzy? The deer shard. I don't know yet. We haven't named it.
Dragon type evolution.
Someone in the comments called it a gazelle cat.
That's pretty much what I think of it as.
A pronghorn antelope cat. It's really precious. I don't know if you should use diamonds.
No?
No.
But it's a very Steven universe.
Okay. Very good questions, everyone. Sean asks, is that the only purified shard there? Do the non-purified shards eat or attack the purified ones? You should wait and see. Chikuro said her dress is too dark.
It looks a lot like...
Yes, Laura, that's right. Laura said purified shards ward off shards, right? Yes, they do.
Of course, it just finds the stones.
You'll see more of things like that in upcoming pages. Oh, I think they're right. I think her dress is a little lighter.
Well, how can you tell? It looks, honestly, her dress is different colors in every scene. Like in this one, she's almost gray. And it's not just because, the environmental lighting has a factor, but they've actually desaturated her here. And then in space, she's pretty dark colored, except here, which is like moonlit or something. And then here it's like in shadow, so it's darker again. It's really hard to find a consistent color palette for her.
Oh, and Ad Makes Art said the bottom part of the diamond isn't in your drawing.
I'll take a look at it.
Laura wants to know why purified shards repel shards. You'll see. It will be talked about. Ryan said, shards tend to avoid each other as well, right? No, not at all. They actually attract one another. Clementine talks about this in one of the missing moments. Let me find it. We really need to fix the archive. They're messed up.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so Ryan, in the missing moment, close it. When Clementine's talking about shards, She says, one shard draws another almost always. When they are together, shards can melt into each other, into a single creature that is very strong and very unstable, and they hurt so badly they don't know what they are doing, which sometimes smaller shards do know a little bit and can be spoken to. Blah, blah, blah. Miss Sarah asks, would a merperson make a siren too, or is that just Selkies? Just Selkies. Casey says, so the shard Claire fought was a super duper shard? Oh yeah. Big one.
Yeah, that's better.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
Mm-hmm. Are you going to add any kind of shine on Peridot's visor?
I can do that. Finito.
Excellent job.
Shall we ask if there's any more questions?
Yes. Any last questions, anyone? Anyone? Oh, Laura asks, are there any people that do get along with sea creatures? Yes, there are. Specifically Selkies. There are certain kinds of drifter people, the ones that Laura, in fact, pretty much originated, that get along with Selkies. I hope that at some point we will get to see them and the really cool place where they live in the Missing Moments or comic. Besides that, Selkies are pretty gregarious and not aggressive toward people. Like, they don't go out of their way to attack humans. Most other mer people, given the chance, would try to get rid of humans before they became a threat. Like, had it been any other kind of mer person that found Catherine, they probably wouldn't have pulled her back to shore. Some Selkies wouldn't either, but they wouldn't
Some mer people actually eat people.
Yeah.
I'm posting this on Tumblr.
Okay.
Any final questions before we close up this live draw?
Sean wants to know, why did you choose a fall setting for this picture? And Lunar Leap asked a very similar question. What inspired this picture?
If you haven't seen the latest episode of Steven Universe, you should really see it.
Mm-hmm.
It came out this Thursday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
It was good.
Technically the day before yesterday now.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. Anything else? Because if not, we will bid you adieu. Oh, somebody asked, are there Amazons or like an equivalent warrior tribe in Sister Claire?
The Helsings, I guess.
That's like a warrior order, and again, they're more like a rescue / cleanup crew than anything. I don't know yet.
God, I haven't actually posted art on DeviantArt, so...
It's quite possible that there are people like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. We haven't, designed anything, but it's not out of the question.
Yeah. There's a lot of world building that we have yet to do. It wouldn't surprise me if we did, at some point, include people like that. Because Eleanor loves her warrior ladies.
Oh yeah, I do.
I don't know if the story will ever move in such a direction that we would be able to show those people. Sean said Zora is more Roma. No, Zora is not. She's not supposed to be Roma. Yeah, actually, Cephalopod Queen's right. She said, I think they were going for Gullah. Yeah. Yeah, if you look up Gullah, Gullah.
Should I look it up so people can see on my screen? Or they can look it up themselves.
Casey asked, are the centaurs you draw a part of the Sister Claire universe?
No, that will be for another story completely.
Though we don't know yet if there are or are not centaurs.
I had originally wanted to have centaurs in Sister Claire, but they weren't going to be that kind. They were going to be a bit sillier. They were going to be kind of based on My Little Pony, and they were going to be pony-sized, and they were going to be colorful and have different booty marks.
So, yeah, those probably won't show up, but maybe we will at some point show centaurs. There's room for a lot. We've already confirmed that there are other mythical creatures in Sister Claire.
Sister Claire.
I'm having a hard time. I mean, there are sky lions, also known as griffins. Dragons. There are dragons. We have things called blood teeth. I'm sure there, and of course, lots of different mer people and stuff. So, Selkies, that's a big one.
But I think we should wrap it up there.
All right. Yeah, I think.
Put some fluff on you.
Thank you.
Good night, all. Thank you so much for coming.
We hope you had a good time hanging out with us. Shall we sing good night?
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.